And we are live. What's good, Josh? Your man, DL Saint. What's up? Welcome. Happy Monday. I really want to know podcast, man. How y'all feeling, man? Hope all is well on your end. Hope all is well out there. Hope you guys had a good weekend. My weekend was what it was. Was what it was. We was doing what we were doing. Nothing great to report. Nothing horrible to report. It's just kind of like right there in the middle, man. It's football season. So, the American pro football season started Thursday. The first game was Thursday night, where the Detroit Lions beat the Kansas City Chiefs, defending world champions, by a point. And then, of course, Sundays with the rest of the games, my Bengals lost to the Browns. But, hey, shout out to the Browns. They look real good. I mean, they got us dialed in. We'll see what they look like against the rest of the NFL. Bengals-Browns, that's a serious rivalry. But they did shut us down. Shout out to them. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Dallas beat the brakes off of the Giants last night. Oh, that was embarrassing. Man, that was embarrassing. Somebody might get fired behind that, right? And and Pittsburgh got beat up a little bit by the San Francisco 49ers. But anyway, I'm a bbig football fan, man. I love football, American football. And it's going to be a great season. It is absolutely going to be a great season. To my Steelers fans out there, my cousin's a huge Steelers fan. I'll sit right next to him. It was so bad, I felt bad for him. But the Giants did way worse than the Steelers. I mean, Dallas just absolutely dismantled them in New York. Oh, my goodness. And the Jets and the Bills are playing tonight in New York. Monday Night Football should be a pretty good game. It should be a pretty good game. So that's pretty much what I did with my weekend. I have got to stop being lazy. I gotta get my energy up. I gotta get out here and get after it a little harder. Boy, I tell you what, getting old sucks. Getting old sucks. I mean, it's gotta keep making it happen. Lady Lavor's in the building. What's good, sis? Good to see you. How you feeling? Brother Jackson in the building, man. One of my young nicest up in here. What's good, fam? What's good? Good to see you, bro. So, yeah, poor Steelers for sure, bro. That was crazy. Dr. B in the building. What's good, fam? Man, what's good? Was it like, yeah, Texas folks are really happy today. Yeah, man. And I think the Texans won too. Who did they play? No, I think they lost. I think the Texans lost to the Saints. Can't remember. But I know the Dallas fans are happy as I don't know what. I tell you that right now. Chi-Town lost the Packers. They got a young team over in Chicago, young quarterback. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it. Yeah, 40-0, bro. Ugh, that's embarrassing, man. The Giants got a lot of work to do. The New York Football Giants got a lot of work to do. Ooh, they got beat up bad, man. But outside of that, I mean, I got nothing to report. I'm pretty sure something's out there waiting for me around the corner. Is going to jump on my back. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. It's something. It's always like that, isn't it? Just when you think you got to figure it out, bam. So yeah. And but welcome to the show, guys. I'm glad you guys are here. Welcome to the new week. I hope this is a good week for you guys. I'm hoping it's gonna be a good week for me. Like it is what it is. Start off with some Monday Night Football and then just kind of get into it. I know I'm meeting with my Knights on Friday. I'm always looking forward to that. It's already the third Friday of the month. Man, time is zooming past. Absolutely zooming past, but I look forward to it. Man. We're growing. Our Knights are out here making things happen, man. We are definitely doing our thing. So, and I'm almost done making the complete separation from Downrange Podcast and from I Really Want to Know. So this week that should be done, and I'll be broadcasting on the Downrange Podcast YouTube channel as well. When it's time to do Downrange stuff, and then I'll be broadcasting over here. So just be ready for that. But man, oh man, the show we got lined up for today. Mike Rashid was on Sos Cast, man, with Adam Sosnick and a bunch of women talking about relationships, bro, giving top tier G advice. Yo, let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. I almost forgot to hit the intro. You see what happens when you get old, man? You forget everything. I love that intro though. Shout out to Shoo Shoo. Um, yeah, Mike Rashid. For those who don't know, Mike Rashid, I guess you can say he started out as a uh fitness person. I don't know if he was like a big YouTube person from the beginning, but definitely big time fitness, almost pro level, with his physique and everything working out. I know but I think Rook was telling me about, I think it was Rook who was telling me about Mike Rashid from back in the day. He was like, yeah, dude, ripped up and this and that. Um, I really didn't know who he was until I saw him on Fresh and Fit over a year ago now. And I was like, all right, that brother seems real cool. You know what I mean? I understood his story. Like on Fresh and Fit, he told his real story, like how he came up. He came up in New York. You know what I mean? He came up the way most people I know came up, like in the streets. He wasn't born in this life with a lot, but he went out there and did his thing. He was out there hustling, grinding. He talks about it even on Sos Cast a little bit. Um, he came up in the streets. His thing was marijuana. He was getting it in bulk and bringing it from the West Coast to the East Coast. And I'm here to tell you, that's a ton of bread. That's a ton of bread, especially if you're getting that medical grade and whatnot. So that's what he was doing. Got in trouble, right? The law enforcement caught up with him, and he was saying like he went on a run for a little bit. He was a fugitive, while he was trying to figure out how to fight this case he had. And then he had a transformation, and eventually you know, he answered to the charges that were against him, and he managed to actually, be successful with this case. And I guess most of the charges went away, and he's been a legit businessman ever since. Of course, he's in the health. He has healthy snacks brands that are out there in big stores. We're talking like Sprouts. We're talking like Whole Foods and places like that. He's done quite well for himself. I actually saw the brother in person when I was at the Sos Cast, it was the Sos Cast Fresh and Fit event, the live event in Fort Lauderdale earlier this year. I didn't really get to sit down and chop it up with the brother, but I was outside, right, just chilling because that event was just after hours, right? It was all the women and everything, and that's really not my thing. I was just outside waiting for the event to be over in this kind of network, and I looked up and Mike Rashid was out there as well. Real cool brother, real gracious brother. It was a pleasure meeting him. I could tell he really wasn't trying to be bothered like that. One of the valuetainment people knew who he was, recognized him, and it was just like like, oh my God, I can't believe it's Mike Rashid. And the guy was waiting for his ride to take him to the airport or something like that. He didn't have a lot of time, but you could tell he wanted to miss his flight. And brother Mike Rashid was very gracious. Talked to the brother. I saw him. I introduced myself, and I was like, "Yo, I'll leave you to it, brother." I could see, he just was trying to do whatever he was doing. It's probably probably making deals, probably looking in on his business stuff, because when you get to that level, you always got something to do. You just really don't have time to sit around and do nothing. So, I just kind of like, "Hey, brother, it's a pleasure to meet you." I backed away. I mean, it was cool, but like I said, the brother was extremely gracious. So yeah, so it didn't surprise me to see that, Mike Rashid and Adam Sosnick would definitely collab and do a show. It was a great show. And they uh, really broke down what was going on with the top tier guys out there in the sexual marketplace versus women and attractive women. So you got Mike Rashid, you got Adam Sosnick, and you got about, half a dozen or so women sitting there. Great conversations. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna delve into that a little bit, and let people see what's really going on. There's folks out here saying what they want to say about whatever, like, oh yeah, women don't share successful men, or you know, monogamy is supposed to be the way and all this. Hey man, it's whatever works for you, right? There are definitely women out there who are willing to share top tier men. You're gonna hear right a lot of it on this particular episode. We won't get through all of this over 2 hours, but there were some points in there I definitely wanted to point out. But yeah, we're just gonna get into it. I thought this was like, oh man, this would be a real good learning tool for those people who are out there, especially the men. You know, guys got to understand it's not about money. When it comes to being attractive to women and having the traits that women want, it's not about money. Money's a qualifier. You know what I mean? It's good to have money, but it's not a requirement. right? And Brother Mike talks about this in his interview. I talk about it. And if you talk to anybody who's been out there and been successful with just the relationship part, well, not the relationship part, but just getting out there and getting women, you don't have to have money. You do not, right? You do not. You can get out there and kill it. You don't have to be 6 feet. You don't have to be built like Mike Rashid. The brother is, you know what I'm saying? You'll see, you look his name up, look him up. You don't need all that stuff. It could help, but you don't need it. It's really about having a confidence in yourself, understanding who you are, and understanding people. If you can hold a conversation, you can get at a woman. That's the bottom line. You know what I mean? But money definitely helps. Yes. And Dr. B underscore 84 is right. Money definitely helps, but you do need more than that. Yeah. All that stuff comes into play, like the money, the success objects like the cars, the clothes, the house, all that comes into play. But none of that is needed, especially when you talk about the more beautiful women. They don't, I mean, it's just a given. The fact that they're talking to you means you got something. You might just have game, or you might just have money, or you have access to experiences that she wants, but whatever. She's not thinking about money because it's a given in her world, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. So we're going to get into it, yo. We're definitely going to get into it. Let's pull this up. It was a really good podcast. The episode will definitely be linked in the description below. So you guys are watching Team Replay, you kind of check that out. Really pay attention to what's being said. Like really pay attention. You feel me? Because so many guys out here get so upset. Well, she won't talk to me because I don't have any money. She won't talk to me because I'm not wearing a Rolex. She won't talk to me because I don't have on, whatever brand of clothes. They come up with all these excuses as to why they failed with this particular woman. It's like, look, bro, you failed tonight with her, but you can run into that same woman a week from now and it might work. You might come up and say, hello, how you doing? And she might be all about you. Right? It's just a numbers game. You just can't drive that home enough. It's just a numbers game. And what about the guys who are, they look funny. They don't have the facial symmetry like they say on wheat waffles. Like, bro, if you want to wrap that around you like some sort of old Afghan just to make you feel good that you struck out with a woman. I struck out. It wasn't me. It was because my jawline isn't this, or I'm too short, or I'm fat, or whatever. Bro, man, that's not. You just got to have game, man. You just have to have game. That's all it boils down to. There's so many dudes out there, man, out there with no money, living in their mama's basement or whatever, right? But you know what? They always got women. Pretty women, not so pretty women, chubby women, downright fat women, but they always got women. Why? Because they do this. Holla, 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 holla. Let me holler at you. Let me holler at you. Let me holler at you. That works, bro. That works. Let me holler. They holler at everyone. If you will go out there right now, if you're the guy out there who was saying, I can never get a woman. It's rigged. I'm not top tier. I'm not a high value man. If you're that dude, go out there and say hello to every woman you see. Hello, how you doing? Hone that skill. Figure out, or just say hello, hello, hello. Figure out a way to hone that, because you will after time. You just every day you're saying hi, 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 hi. Eventually, those women are going to sit down and talk to you just a little bit, be like an extended hi, and then learn how to start a conversation. Learn how to read the room, and you will begin to get some success. Simple as that. You know what I mean? You will begin to get some success. I can't tell you how many broke dudes in the hood that just toe up from the flow up, but they got a woman somewhere. All these dudes, every size, as fat as big as a house, some of them as skinny as real, but they out there. Let me holler at you. Let me holler at you. Holla, 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 holla. Them dudes are like, yeah, I'll be the dude on the side and all that. They don't care. They got game, bro. Working in, you name the restaurant, right? Working in Target, working in Walmart, working in wherever. They coming out of there with attractive women. They doing it. They understand the game. They're not getting out. They're not working, Walmart, working a double shift at Walmart and leaving Walmart with their little blue smock on, jumping in a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce. They're not doing that. You know what I mean? But they got numbers in their pocket. You know what I mean? They got numbers in their pocket. Can I get some podcasters? Oh, wrong button. What's good, bro? I see you in the building. Salute to you, bro. We're over here talking about how to holler. You know what I mean? So let's get into it, man. Mike Rashid, bro. So we're gonna start right here. And this was kind of the beginning. Adam Sosnick was asking Mike Rashid to kind of tell everyone about himself. He was talking about his businesses, but then Sosnick asked him about his status. Like, are you single or whatever? Single, dating, married, what the case is. So this is where we pick it up.
I typically practice polygyny in my romantic affairs. After the relationship, I was like, I don't know if I want to anymore. However, as time went on, and I was healed, you know, because I was like, I don't like breakups. You know what I mean?
Who
Because
does?
I date with the intentions of marrying. You know, I don't really just date just to date. I don't hang out with girls just to hang out. So if I'm sharing my time and space with somebody, you know, it's in my mind that this is gonna go all the way. So that kind of like, you know, left me a little jaded for a hot second, but then I shook out of that. And yeah, I'm open to a polygynous situation. I'm open to a monogamous situation with the right person, but that's not something I'm gonna just take off the table because someone's not familiar with it, right? Because you know, we could talk about this later, but monogamy doesn't work for most people. I mean, we live in what's considered a monogamous society, but you know, here in America, most marriages, which are fake monogamous, end in divorce. You
50%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something's not working. However, there's places where monogamy and polygamy is interchangeable, where they don't have high divorce rates at all. It's not part of the culture, right? But it's also has a lot to do with why people get married, why people choose to be with each other. I think love is a decision. Who
It
you
is,
choose to love.
absolutely.
People just go with straight feelings, and that's just not wise.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, you know, things got to be in place, things got to be important, right? And agreements have to be put out there, and then we honor each other's rules and boundaries, and then we can proceed. But people just get in these heavy relationships because of feelings, and that's just not wise.
Yeah, I
Well,
agree.
that's just a little.
Yeah, that's a little taste right there. When he talks about feelings and stuff like that, because people don't take that into account. You know, again, my take on it, most men fall for the Disney fairy tale way harder than most women, and women seem to be able to get over it faster, whereas men get stuck. Right. So, and all that has to do with feelings. You know what I mean? And I see you, bro. Yeah, man. They at the very beginning of this podcast, I mean, I like right at like minute 3 or 4, they talked about the whole polyamorous and polygamy and all that. I know nothing of this world, but Mike Rashid does, and he broke it all the way down. I guess polyamory has to do with women having multiple men, and then the other one has to do with men having multiple women. And I guess and then there's one where the women are faithful to the guy, and they don't have any other men. You know, like, and then the man is open on his end, and then there's one where it's opposite. The women are open on their end, and the men is only locked into that one woman. And then there's another one where they're both open. They're with each other, but they're both open to go out and do other things. Dude, that's a world I'm not really trying to rock with. That world. I get it. And like I said, it's to each his own. Everyone needs to figure out what works for them and then move accordingly. But the number one thing, get your emotions in check. Right? Get your emotions in check. Now, I'm not even gonna get into like the definitions of each. I'm not into that. I'm just not into that. Like if I'm trying to be with someone, I want to be committed to a person, like we're gonna have a relationship. Uh I'm not cool with her being with other people. And I'm pretty sure, well, most women won't be cool with the guy being with other people. However, there are exceptions. I would never ask that of a woman. Now, I understand that guys who do and women are cool with that. You know, there are guys out there who are cool with their women being with other men. I'm not a part of that world at all. I'm more of the old school. Hey, if we're gonna be committed to one another, and it's just going to be the two of us. So, I'm monogamy. If I can do it, you can do it, right? If so, that's how I look at it. But again, if someone wants to have that kind of relationship where they out here doing whatever it is they doing, let them do it. If it works, get down. And I know people who are part of that world. I mean, like I said, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. But I don't knock those who are. And I know people who live that, I guess, call it alternative lifestyle or alternate lifestyle. But I'm starting to come across more and more couples who are into that because it helps them. It works, right? It doesn't make them any different than anyone else. It's just their thing. I've seen it. It's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Their numbers are definitely growing. Definitely growing. If that's what it takes to keep everyone happy and everyone, keep the fire burning, cool. Right? That's what it is. But I don't want that. And I definitely don't want multiple wives. I don't want that. I'm not cool with that. I know there are definitely women out there who would share a guy. And then you look at different religions like, the Muslim faith, like Islam they're cool with that. They have multiple wives, I think up to 4. You look at the Mormons, they do even bigger numbers when it comes to that. I'm not on that. You know what I mean? That's not me, but it is what it is. Yes, please like the video, y'all. Please like the video. I'm not on that, but I'm not knocking those who do it. You know what I mean? Can I get some podcasts? If the women like women, they can be cool with it. Yeah, and they could, Mike Rashid, when he was on Fresh and Fit, he was in a relationship with 2 women, and he says that's normally what he does. He normally has 2 women. I think he's currently in a relationship with these 2 women, and they know. He came in like, this is how it's going to work. If you're cool with it, cool. If you're not, cool. Right. And that kind of goes back to what Kevin Samuels was preaching, kind of goes back to what Fresh and Fit talks about and some of these others. If your status is high enough, you're going to find some women who are willing to share you. I'm just going to keep it 100. And there's some guys out there like, that will share a woman. Right. So, but if you're a man, your status is high enough, trust and believe, you can find women willing to share you to the extent where they will be wife number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever. It's not a problem. Right. There's a portion of the world that lives like that. Multiple wives, and they are happy. Everybody is happy. There are rules to it, right? And and Mike is going to talk about it. Brother Pitney's in the building. What's good, fam? And yeah, and so like the whole definition, polygamy and polyamory and all that, bro. Like I said, whatever the definitions are, cool. I don't rock in that world, but I don't doubt those who do. And like I said, the beginning of this episode on Sos Cast, brother Mike he defined all of them because Adam Sosnick was like me, he didn't know. So Rashid defined them all. But let's continue.
Little taste of what we're going to be discussing today.
I so appreciate
Mike is
the
dropping
clarity.
some gems out there. If you like what Mike had to say, like the video, and subscribe to the channel because this is what we do around here. With that being said, let's meet our amazing panel. Nat, kick us off,
and then they kind of go around and meet the whole panel. We're going to skip ahead to minute 14, and they were definitely having some good conversations. You're going to see me skipping a lot to what Mike has to say. And I'm just trying to find, man, I got to get better at landing on the time hack. Well, let's go from here. My bad, guys. It's like supposed to, here we go. Minute 14.
Dan Fleischman, your husband, my friend Olivia, names and they were there, but you were there. We met. You just moved from LA. Hey, let's hear your story.
Oh God, where do I start? No, I was in California pretty much, and LA just changed. It's not the same anymore. So I told the girls earlier I moved because of politics, the homeless, and the crime. Like I love the way the state is ran. So and ever since I've been here, I mean, it's just been amazing.
You're loving it. And you got here in the
I'm
summertime,
loving
so
it.
just wait till the winter
Yes.
hits.
Yeah.
Yes,
No
but I
doubt.
don't mind it. I don't mind the heat.
And what do you do for work? You're in real estate?
I'm a real estate.
Tell us about what's
yes.
going on in the real estate market these days.
Well, honestly,
Interest rates are at 7-something%.
Well,
The Fed fund
my
rate
house,
is
I
at
got it
5.5%.
for 8.9%.
Exactly. You got the prime rate at 8.5%.
Yeah, it's
How are people
slowly starting to go
functioning?
down a little bit.
Yeah.
Slowly.
All right,
So,
what's sales like in your world right now?
well, I just started, so I'm 4 months in. I'm with Keller Williams, which to me, it's an awesome brokerage. The education for them is great, and I'm just transitioning because I was, in the acting and modeling world for years, and you can't do that forever. You could do acting forever. I mean,
Yeah.
but the modeling, no. And I needed a new challenge.
Mhm.
During COVID, I tried getting into nursing. I was like halfway done, and then I just kept hearing how negative that industry is. Like the nurses are so.
So I wanted to let you guys hear about her background. You know, they have her sat right next to Brother Mike. And as the interview went on, you know, I'm just kind of sitting back and I'm just checking out her body language. I'm just, listening to what she has to say when she engaged in conversation. And a lot of you guys out there will agree with me when I say this. Like, bro, Mike, she was into Mike as soon as he walked in. This is something that a lot of women have told me growing up, as a young man, early, like when I was in my teens, and then when I became a young man, and into my 20s, women that I know, like, that are cool with me, they all say the same thing. They're like, a woman knows that she wants to be with you the moment she sees you. The instant she puts her eyes on you, she's already made up her mind if you're a guy that she would rock with, if you're a guy that she would smash, if, you know what I mean? She knows. And it's up to the guy to screw that up, right? Brother Mike is sitting right next to her. And this is a guy who his whole life, he's just been like around beautiful women. He already know what time it is. This woman was like, yeah, I was in LA. She was out in LA when LA was LA, right? She was doing her thing. Right? LA is tons of beautiful women like her out there. Right? This woman, if you pay attention, she's married. She has a nice ring on her finger. She found someone and she's doing her thing. Right? So I ain't mad at her. But there's so many married women that I came across in LA that was down. They were down. You hear me? They were about it. And they would holler at you. Like, if you just whatever they want, you just happen to be what they want. They're gonna come over to you. They're gonna strike up a conversation, and they're gonna get at you if you don't mess up the situation. Even the ones with attitudes. Like, I've had women, just horrible people, inside, like just just disgusting on the inside, beautiful on the outside, will come over and start talking. You can tell they want to get down. Like, nah, man, I'm leaving. And when you walk away, that only adds right to the fire. They really want you now. Like, oh, you just gonna walk away? It was crazy. It was crazy. It just, like I said, I've seen some wildness out there, not just LA. I've seen it all over. You see it in the big cities, you see it in the small cities. People just do what they do. So long as they got an understanding, it is what it is. Right? I ain't mad. But this woman right here, yeah, man, beautiful woman. But the whole time I'm watching this interview, I'm kind of watching her and watching her body language. If Mike wanted to smash, he absolutely could, in my opinion. But I'm pretty sure he doesn't care because he has an abundance mindset. And that's one of the things that people need to understand. Men, y'all need to understand this. There's no substitute for the abundance mindset. You want a cheat code? That is the ultimate cheat code. If you can walk away, if you can say no, if her Foxy Brown has no power over you, bro, if you just kind of like whatever and mean it, you can't be playing the game. You absolutely got to mean it. That's the cheat code for all you out there who looking for cheat codes. That is the cheat code. You know what I mean, Brother Pitney? He continued. He was like, polyamory is just a sort of catch-all term that simply means multiple people are involved. It is what it is. Brother Dino's in the building. What's good, fam? Like, Mike is looking straight ahead. Right. Not baited one bit because he's used to it. He's absolutely used to it. Let's continue.
So underpaid and unappreciated.
Yeah.
And I was like, do I really want to spend $100K or more in, going into that field? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be so much better in real estate.
Right. And how long you been married, by the way?
And real quick, she's talking about nursing. nursing is a very tough field. Like once you get through training, you have to pass their test. Some people say that nursing exam is on par with the bar exam. It's really tough. I know nurses. I have family members who are nurses and been through it. I know how difficult it is to get in. But once you're in nursing, you can make bags. For her, I'm listening to her story. It was probably just too much work, too much of a commitment. You can't go out. You can't be a socialite while you train. Kind of like in air traffic control. When I started air traffic control, I had to be focused. I couldn't do nothing. It was 24/7 ATC. That's all it was until I got through my first year. Then I was like, all right, cool. I can go out and start doing stuff. I can put together a life. Nursing is just as consuming, especially in the beginning. It is very, very difficult. High washout rate. Trying to take that test. When you wash out, you got to go through the whole thing over again. Yeah, it costs a lot of money, but it's nursing, right? It's a very, very, very serious field. My guess is she got into it. She got halfway through. It's like, yo, this isn't for me. This is just too much. This is just too much. I can't go out and do what I'm doing out here because she's a beautiful woman. She can go out there. Now, there are women out there who are absolutely beautiful who are nurses. Bianca is one. Bianca was a Fresh and Fit favorite. She doesn't do Fresh and Fit that much anymore. At least I haven't seen her on. Beautiful, beautiful woman. She's a registered nurse. She's an RN, but she put that career on the side to become a social media influencer, like a model. Her body is amazing. She's a beautiful woman, and she's doing it. She's having a good old time. She's making her money doing her thing. Now, if you go back and watch the early episodes of Fresh and Fit, you will see her on. If you go back and watch the Skippy episode of Fresh and Fit, she was on that episode. I think she was on a couple episodes with Andrew Tate, and she was on talking about relationships. Like, well, how do I get a top tier man, to be with me and take me serious? And they were all saying the same thing. It was like, you're an influencer. You're on YouTube. Yes, you're a beautiful woman, but guys aren't going to want to take you serious. Even though we know you're a great woman, then they're just going to jump to conclusions and they're not going to take you serious. But when she's done with all that, and you can find her on Instagram, like I said, very beautiful woman. When she's done with all that, she can always go back to nursing because she's passed the exam. She's an RN. She can go back and she will make a killing. Traveling nurses, oh my goodness, they get paid. They get paid. Let's get back to it. Oh, and by the way, I met Bianca. Shout out to you, shorty. She is beautiful in real life. She's really, really sweet inside and out.
A year.
Yay. Congratulations. Let's see that rock.
Yeah, he did good.
Oh, yeah.
He did
Put a
good.
ring on that thing. You know what's crazy? You know what's super uncommon? You never see this? Pretty girls who are in the modeling, fitness, like that type of world, getting their real estate license.
Yeah.
It never happens. That's sarcasm,
it's
guys. And it's like the number one thing. And you were like, what? Sarcasm.
Adam got to work on his sarcasm. Fine, bro, work on that sarcasm, man. Because everybody's looking at you like, are you for real, homie? Let's continue.
Guys, well, congrats. And your husband's a general contractor.
Yeah,
so I'm sure
he's
that's
a GC. So we're a good team. So we're literally flipping homes here and doing real estate.
Flipping homes.
Sweet. Yeah, which is fun.
Well, congrats. Welcome to the show, Melissa. Thank you for being here. Moving right along. Jay Marie's back.
Yes, I am.
That's right. She's been as your
So we're gonna jump ahead to minute 26. Because it took a while to get everybody introduced.
Delivered by 3 women a day. He says that, quote unquote, sometimes they were women off the street. They were porn stars, actresses, Lindsay Lohan, Katie Price. But now he's 35, married to a 42-year-old woman.
Wow.
Who's a mental health campaigner. See, there's a precedent here, Rissa.
I knew there was a reason I was here.
I don't know what kind of shit your 26-year-old boyfriend was up to, but if he's banging 3 women a day, seek help from a mental health campaigner. So here's what I want to understand here. I want to get this from the ladies, and then I'm going to bring Mike to bring the big stick at the end of this. Time and time again, why do women find these types of promiscuous men attractive? Why do they continually go after a guy who they know is getting tons of women? You're one of many. What is it about this type of a guy where a woman's like, I don't know, let me give it a shot, okay? What do you think?
Social proof. Before we get into their answers, social proof. If you're a dude and you walk into the room with the most beautiful woman anyone's ever seen, and you have the most beautiful woman in the room on your arm, first of all, she's with you. Secondly, no one can take her away from you. No one in there with that game can walk up to her and get her away from you, right? That means she's truly into you, right? So there's not a dude in there with all the money and all the game. No one can come up to her and be like, holla, 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 holla. And then she walks away with him, right? If you are that guy, you have the most beautiful woman in the world on your arm, and she is completely into you, other women gonna want to be with you. It is what it is. Other women will see her and see that she's into you, and right away you become top tier. Doesn't matter how tall you are, doesn't matter how muscular you are, it doesn't matter how much money you have, doesn't matter what kind of car you're driving, doesn't matter where you live, none of that. Like, you can be the geek dude pushing your glasses up with a big old bow tie, you know what I mean, and a lisp. You could be that guy. But you have the most beautiful woman in the room who is completely into you, you top tier. And women are going to come after you, period. Period. I don't know why that is. I'm just, from a guy who's observed it, from a guy who, I've walked into the room and had dimes with me. And the women with me, I'm not even smashing. We just cool, but they don't want to leave my side, right? No dudes can get them away. Dudes will talk to them. Like I said, me and Jay Swans when we were younger, man, I had my girls go off and, man, hey, these dudes gonna want to buy you drinks. Yo, you drinking Hennessy tonight? Bring me back some Hennessy and Coke. She'd be like, okay, I'll be right back. Go get Hennessy and Coke and bring it right back to me. Right. I'll be drinking dudes drink. You know what are you gonna do? Run up on her and say something? He ain't gonna say nothing. He took his shot. He failed. Most of the dudes, they'll be like, I see you, bro. They'll be like, all right, I see you. It is what it is. They buy her a drink. What you drinking, baby? Hennessy, Coke. Really? Mm-hmm. Bam, here go your drink. She'll pick that drink up and walk right over to us and put it, here you go. When you got the finest woman with you and she into you and she's loyal to you, other women gonna want to holler, bro. Pre-select, exactly. Dr. B, aka pre-selection. That's exactly what it is. It's pre-selection. It's a thing, bro. It's a thing. Right? People like to get mad, but let's hear what these women have to say. So Lady Nevo is like, I'm telling you, sis, next time you out on a social occasion somewhere and you see that dude walk in with that woman. Now listen, that woman has to be into him. She can't be the woman, like a guy can't just walk in with a baddie, and then as soon as they hit the spot, she disappeared. Can't be that woman. His value drops. He's nobody. She just used him to get in. He's a vessel. I'm talking about that woman who sits there quietly right there with her dude, going to get his drinks, pouring his drink. Like, probably people be popping bottles. I think it was the Tates that was talking about this. I think it was Tristan. Like, yeah, they'll be at a table. Everybody's big guy. Everybody at the table's a big guy. Everybody at the table's a millionaire. Everybody at the table know how to holler at women. But the one woman that's sitting next to Tate, sitting next to Tristan, is sitting there pouring drinks, like making sure his water never gets lower, making sure his glass is always full, making sure she's making sure he's taken care of. You know what I'm saying? That woman, right? And she's fine. That just puts you on a higher level. You know what I mean? Dr. B was like, women do it unconsciously. Maybe. I've seen it. I've had women come at me after the fact. Hey, I remember you was at so-and-so's party, remember, in the hills, and you were with that girl, Sarah. Oh, hey, how you doing? She remembered me because of the woman I was with and still gunning at me. So where's Sarah? Like, she's at home. Oh, I mean, they will get at you, bro. I'm telling you, it's a thing. It is a thing. Let's continue.
You think?
Out of the gate, I think maybe they think internally that, like, I'm going to be the one to change them. Like, first thought, that's what I think. But
They think that they're going to be the one
they might.
when they're really just the one of the night.
Exactly.
Or one of three, apparently.
Apparently, yes.
Okay.
That would be my first
What
thought.
do you think, Melissa?
Oof, I can go deep in this one.
Go deep.
I mean, to me, I just think it's a lack of confidence. Like when a woman would just sleep with a guy just because of his status like that. You know,
You think it's a woman's lack of confidence?
Yeah, because sometimes women just, they will go after men with a lot of money or athletes to make themselves feel better. I mean, I would never go for that.
How does that make them feel better sleeping with a famous athlete?
because the athlete wants to sleep with her. I mean, it's
So they're
a
like kind of
status
pick me
thing.
girls.
Yeah.
How many of you girls know girls like this that would like, listen, you're all pretty girls. I'm sure you get approached by athletes, famous people, or you know girlfriends that have slept with someone pretty famous. Show of hands. Guys, raise your hands high. They can't see it. It wasn't me. There you go.
Mr. Lover.
Yeah. So it was your friends.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
different.
be honest, Rissa, where you're like, so what was it like? What's up? What's up? How'd it go?
Not really. You already know, Adam, that status isn't the most important thing to me. It's really character and vibes.
Okay.
So, I mean, the status is great and all. I mean, it would be nice to stand next to a man, you know, who was doing the most, but, you know, he could be doing the most inside my home too.
Like you hear these, I like hearing what they have to say about this sort of thing. You know, I mean, status don't mean anything to me. It's about the vibes or whatever. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I'm not saying that she's lying or whatever, but I just don't buy that. Now, you got to take in consideration that these women are in Miami. And again, Miami is full of beautiful women, and it's not hard. The women in Miami are not hard to talk to. They're not. The competition is fierce. The women are beautiful. There are a lot of feminine women in Miami because of the ties to Latin culture. Like they're not as Americanized as, you know, New York, LA, Chicago, DC. Like they're hardworking, they're independent women, but they want a good man. They want that. They want to be home with the kids. They want that. They understand they might have to work, but they prefer to be at the crib, right? So, and when they do work, I mean, they love being mom, right? They're not trying to be a superwoman. They're trying to be mom. So, you know, I'm looking at this woman. She's older. They make jokes about her boyfriend being younger than she is. A lot of these women in Miami, they kind of got to grab what they can grab. So they'll find a dude who is not some corrupt, evil individual on the inside. He's kind of handsome on the outside or whatever. And then maybe they, you know, older women are like, well, I can teach him some stuff and I can bring some stability to his life and this and that. So you get that. You get that. But she's not going to do that with a guy who is socially inept. She's not going to do that with a guy who's just some dummy, right? She's not going to do it. She's not going to do that with a Forrest Gump type dude. You know what I mean? She's not going to do it. Wonderful 34s in the building. What's good, fam? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming. Man, like I say, bro, we just having this conversation. Kyra Hatcher's in here laughing. You know what I mean? It's these women say things. It's like, okay, not saying that they're lying, but that's the thought process. It is what it is. You know, Dr. B is like, bruh, like, I mean, it is what it is. And guys, if you understand these things, you know, they say all's fair in love and war. If you understand these things, you can use them, right? Every woman on this platform today, you know, right here on that show that day, sitting there on the screen, they done had their share of dudes, right? They done had it. I mean, it is what it is. I ain't mad at them. It's cool, right? It's cool. They was doing what they doing, but now you got to justify it. And society still looks down upon promiscuous women. That narrative has not changed yet. I don't see it changing ever, but it certainly hasn't changed yet. Like I said, you need plausible deniability, no proof, ladies and gentlemen, no proof. Plausible deniability only works when there is no proof. Let's continue.
So
Doing what?
depends.
Shit. Cleaning your home?
Making moves, making things happen. You know,
All right.
men can be doing the most in many ways. It doesn't just have to be in the limelight.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that.
give me some examples.
I mean, he could be doing the most, like being a good father and raising children with honor and integrity.
Yeah, we're not there yet. though.
Okay.
We're
You
just
asked.
dating.
You asked.
This is a hookup culture. Maria, a man status to you, I think before
Yeah,
can continually throw themselves at a guy like this.
I feel like this type of men, they attract women
Woman?
mm, that are more, they see this guy more like an investment instead of someone that they can date him. So an investment in their fame and the money.
Yep.
So this type of dudes, usually they attract that type of woman until they find a woman that they don't care about that and they care about actually what is inside. And that's when I feel like they transition to getting this oldest hoes and then, okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to marry this girl.
Yeah. So when you
What she says makes sense. Please don't make fun of her because she's not a natural born English speaker. You know, I mean, shout out to people who are bilingual, but because I've been learning, I've been on Spanish 1 for about 25 years, y'all. I still ain't got past Spanish 1, so I should salute to her. But what she doesn't realize is that the woman she's describing is the woman who adds value to that top tier guy, right? That top tier guy, that most sought after man. The woman who adds value to his life is the one he's going to take. He's going to be with her. He's going to wife up, quote unquote, because of her value, because of what she brings to his kingdom. Like, man, she is making me better. And if I'm better, she's better. We just continue to grow. As opposed to the woman who comes in there that's fine, you know, fine as wine. And she's, you know, she's this and that. And she laying on the bed starfishing. I mean, there's no passion to her. All she wants is stuff and experiences, right? Women like that. All right, I need me a dime. I want me a dime who ain't that bright on my arm. Fine, come on, girl. Right. And the guy knows, like, well, it's gonna cost me a nice meal. Maybe she's my +1 on a flight to Europe or Asia or something like that, or Central America, whatever. I'm gonna go down here. We're gonna have some fun. Plus, she likes to play with girls, so I can get her to get other girls, so I get my threesome, foursomes in and all that. But is he gonna marry that woman? Nah, because she really doesn't add any value. She's there, right? But she doesn't bring money in, right? She's not an asset, she's a liability. So he's, in essence, he's just kind of renting her, having fun, but she's not gonna take her serious. And then the guys who don't know any better, they'll marry those women. And then maybe that's one of the reasons why the divorce rate is so high. You know what I mean? But that's what this young woman is talking about. It's she doesn't realize it, but it's the women who add value to these top tier men. Those women are the ones who get the ring. All right.
when you say investments, how so?
Investment in regards of, oh, if I'm with this dude, I'm on one night with this dude, I can get this back, this money, maybe this, I can be in this boat, that kind of investment. And also the fame investment, like, oh, I hook up with this dude, okay, famous, you know?
It's interesting that you're using the term investment,
Yes,
but this just seems like a transactional sex relationship.
exactly.
He's gonna hit it. She's gonna try to get something out of it, whether it's time on a boat, jewelry, bag, whatever.
I
It
feel like
doesn't
this,
seem like an investment.
I
You're
feel like
using your
this man
time.
actually attracts this type of woman. I don't know.
Mhm. Kara, what do you think?
Right? It's not that the dude attracts that type of woman. Well, he does. That women are attracted to that. Women want experiences. Women, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Women are gonna want to get the best they can get. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going after a dude who you believe is financially secure. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why so many good dudes act like they're financially secure. Right? It's one of the things that women look for. Right? It is what it is. So it's just like, well, they just go after these bimbos. Well, all these women are going after these dudes. And the guys are going to be attracted to the most beautiful women that they see. If a woman is kind of big, if she's not pretty, that guy's not going to go holler at her because she's not going to catch his eye. She's going to have to do something else to get there. And I think that's what a lot of people get upset. These women get mad, like, well, it's just all about being pretty. All right. If you want this top tier guy and he gets to choose, you better be pretty. And if you're not pretty, you better figure out another way to get close to him. Right? You better have, I mean, you may not be the prettiest woman in the room, but you have an amazing body. Okay, that might get him, you got to figure out a way to get close to him. Once you're close to him, then you can begin to add value. And once you add value, he might want to holler at you for real. The other ones are just playthings. So, it was kind of cool that Adam brought that point up. It's like, oh man, they're acting like it's transactional. Well, a lot of it is.
I mean, yeah, I think it's just like an extrinsic kind of like situation that, like the woman probably just doesn't like really, I would say like, she's not looking to it for like a relationship aspect. This probably is like, okay, like what can I get out of it?
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, how is it going to benefit me? And I think like also like bragging rights of, I, was with this person, or like I want to hang around this person's crowd. Like, you know,
touch on that bragging rights. Walk me through that. Who are they bragging to?
Like their friends, and like to be able to like probably post on social media. I'm not like 100% sure, but like this is my
listen, Kara, let's stay right here.
Yeah.
Your friend, you, whoever, one of these girls, you just sleep with, pick a name. Derek Jeter, Tom Brady, this guy who's famous in the UK. Pick a famous guy. Walk me through the bragging rights conversation.
I mean, yeah, it would just be like, oh, like, I slept with him and now he's like messaging me, or, like I get, he wants to do this for me. Cause a lot of it is like a lot of talk. Like cause these men, they talk more than they act. And so the women take like the talk and they're like, oh, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. But, and then.
And do you think the guy's lying to her?
Usually.
Is he lying to her after he already got some?
I think it's usually before, but like sometimes even like after, like, I've seen friends of mine who, they'll invite them out because they just want to have pretty girls that come to the club with them. They want.
I wish Adam would just give the real. Adam's out there. He knows what time it is. He's trying to drag this information out of this particular woman and some of the other women on the panel. He's just trying to drag it out. But Adam been dealing with this for so long. He's been in Miami. He's a cool kid. He has the money, right? He has the lifestyle. I wish he would just come out and say it. Right? Just come out and say it, bro. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, there are women out there who do look at it as some sort of competition. If they bag themselves a high value guy, they definitely gonna brag about it a little bit. They definitely gonna do it. It's gonna be like subtle things. And if they got a guy who don't mind buying them things, so they're gonna be happy with the new bag, with the new shoes, you know what I mean, with the new coat. Like next, she's gonna go back to her friends and brag a little bit, right? And the guy, some of these dudes are just trying to get into that circle. Once he's into that circle, he's gonna be able to work his way through all her girls. So not only did he smash the one chick, but he's gonna get in and smash all her friends. And to him, he doesn't care. Like, so what? I take her to a nice dinner somewhere. So what? I bring her on a boat. So what? I take her on a private jet from LA to Vegas. You know what I mean? So what? Or from Tampa to Miami. It doesn't mean nothing to him. That money ain't nothing. He's on business trips anyway, maybe the write-offs. He doesn't care. But what he does do is he's working his way through the whole crew. Once he gets in, because she's bragging to her friends, and like they say, birds of a feather flock together, right? Most chicks, right? If a woman is out there in the streets like that, her circle, they're all out there in the streets like that. It's very rare that you come across women who are out there in a pack, they're out there on the scene, and 2 or 3 of them are married, like happily married. They won't, those women, the married women won't go. The married women ain't taking, they're not going on girls' night outs, right? They're not and hang out and go to the party, go to the bar, you know what I mean, get lit and all that. They're not looking for the same things. They're trying to get home to their wife, their husband and their kids, right? They don't want to go on the girls' boat trip. Right? They don't want to go on a trip to Tulum with the girls. They don't want to do that. Married women don't want to do that. So when you catch a girl who's out there in them streets, her crew in them streets too, the guys know it. The guys know it. Like, all right, I get these girls. I'm gonna work my way through the crowd. I've seen so many guys work their way through crews. I've been through a couple crews in my day. Yeah, I mean, that's just how it works. Guys understand the game. Y'all messing with the top tier dude. They understand the game. They're gonna use what they can to get what they want. And in most cases, it's just, hey, we're gonna have some fun. You know what I mean? I'm gonna jump up, we're gonna do some grown-up stuff. We're gonna bounce up and down each other, and I'm gonna send you home. Call you an Uber. Thanks for playing. High five. See you next week, right? See you next month. Tell your girl Sally to hit me up. That kind of thing. But they don't ever want to say it. They don't ever want to say it. It's crazy.
To like be, and usually these men, they want to have beautiful women around them all the time. So they, take the woman, and then, there's like, oh, come to the club, like bring your friends. But then
this is why they say that women fall in love with their ears and men fall in love with their eyes. Because women, men, I'm gonna do this for you, girl. I'm gonna buy you this. I'm gonna take you here. Women are like, oh my God. Whereas men are very visual creatures. So women lie with their looks. You got high heels on. You're not really 5'8". You're 5'5". Okay.
I'm so guilty on that.
You had a B cup titties. Now somehow you got double D's. Your hair really ain't that long. You got extensions. Like your makeup, You know, you actually have kind of bad skin, but now your skin, like women lie
Chameleons.
visually, chameleons.
We just edit.
Men just lie.
Yeah,
So-
men just lie.
Because why are men lying? Because we want what?
Women.
Pose.
Well, I didn't say that. Okay.
I wanted to
Jerry
add-
Marie,
yeah,
what's your experience?
I wanted to add on the, I'm not
Yeah.
talking about experience, you know, but I will say like Wayne said in one of his songs, he said, why give somebody my heart when she'd rather have a purse?
Oh my
You know?
God, you have no
Yeah.
idea. Lil
And,
Wayne
like,
said that. Yes.
And it's true because men, like, you know, men, unfortunately, like in that status, they do attract women who are only, you know, looking for what she said, an investment, because it's true. Women who are, you know, genuine and which they probably rarely come across, you know, they want your time. And a lot of times those men don't have time. They're either flying here or doing this or doing that. So a woman knows that already subconsciously. And she's like, okay, so if it can't get your time, then I want everything that I can get out of you. And it's true. You know, unfortunately, like that's just how it is.
Gotcha. What's your experience there, Sydney?
I think women do it just for fame and fortune. Really, I think it's maybe climbing the social ladder, maybe it's monetary, like bags and things like that. I think it's probably a combination. I don't know. I have no real experience.
I mean, women do it because they can. Women are out here. I'm not mad at them. If you can get something out of it, go ahead. And there, you know, you look at what's going on with social media. Look at what's going on with the stories we tell. Look at the movies and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's encouraged. Like, my thing is, go ahead, do you. Go out there and ride that carousel, ride that D carousel as much as you want. But you can't have the proof lying about, right? Because you're going to find yourself in the presence of the guy you really want, but he's going to know about your past and it's going to affect the way he deals with you. You know, you talk about these guys, like these successful men, like they attract these women. No, these are women attracted to them. Even the top tier guy, even the guy with all the money and all the clout and all the success and all the fame and all the rest of it, he still just can't come up and be like, hey, I want to smash you. He can do it easier than the rest of us, but it's no guarantee. It's not the same as a woman. Any woman can go out there and be like, hey, let's go get it on tonight. She's not going to have to ask more than 3 dudes. Right? If a big wig, if a top tier guy goes out there, some famous dude, and he doesn't want to smash a groupie, he wants to go out here and get a good working woman, a good woman. It's gonna be hard for him. If he don't have game, it's gonna be hard for him to get her that night. And even with game, it's gonna be hard to get her, period. Because she know what time it is. She's gonna know, like, he can have anybody he want. Why you over here messing with me? Like, your game got to be on point, right? It is very, very difficult to get women. Especially when you're just talking about just smashing. You just want to have sex with women, man, that's very, very difficult to do. You know, so when you got that's social proof, right? You got women who see you with a bunch of other beautiful women, you're a special guy. It has nothing to do with the money and all that other stuff. You're just a special guy. Soon, Brother Mike is going to be talking. I'm looking at my time points and I messed up. So we're just going to rock this out.
In that, but that's
You're not going to say that in front of your sister-in-law, that's for sure. I would never.
I mean, I think that's really the caveat of it all.
Okay. All right, let's make sense of this. We got Mike here. You've
Mike.
heard all the ladies here. So this dude's banging 3 chicks a day. You've heard all the ladies kind of weigh in on why they're doing it, status, bragging rights. You know, some ladies wouldn't do it. Some ladies are going to lie in front of their sister-in-law. You know, what's your take on this whole situation, Mike Rashid?
Yeah, it's interesting. Excuse me. You know, I've personally never had an issue getting women. When I was young, when I didn't have much money, I always had a rich social circle. Always had fun. Always had pretty girlfriends, cool friends, good experiences. So me having money did not change any of that. However, I do see people who come up and get me, and now they have access to women, and they go crazy. They're girl crazy, right? Their whole existence is getting a girl, right? So these guys,
Right. And anybody who's watched Fresh and Fit, anyone's listening to Myron talk about the candy shop analogy, this is what he's talking about right now. The guy who has done the work to finally get to the point where women find him attractive and he's out there and he's able to smash, right? The groupie women, the smart women, the dumb women, the gamer girls, right? The the tomboy girls. That guy's finally able to get on. He's gonna go crazy. Just like when Myron says, they finally get into the candy shop and they just go crazy in the candy shop. And all the women are looking around like, what is wrong with this dude? And all the dudes like Mike Rashid are like, we get it. What did Mike say, man? He's like, I've always had a rich social circle. I've always been able to get up on women. I've always had beautiful women, even when I didn't have money. Right? So this is a guy, multi-millionaire. Mike Rashid has got to be knocking on, $300 million. $100 million wealth by this point. He's getting close. He's out there making some real deals. Not that I'm pocket watching, but he talks about it. But before the money, he was still getting on. They're like, well, he was all ripped up and all that kind of stuff. So what? Maybe he was just hood famous because he was the plug. He was bringing in the product, right? So he could be everywhere, but he's still, before all that, he was still getting on women. So that's just, people just need to understand that. You know what I mean? Brother Lou's in the building. What's good, fam? Good to see you. What's up with you? Yeah, happy football season. We started off with an L. We got Scam Likely in the building. What's good, bro? How you feeling, bro? I did not make it down to that salsa thing in Sarasota, bro. I just couldn't make it down there. Dr. B was saying the problem with this is when women get around these guys at a young age, their bar for these types of guys they'll deal with romantically goes way up. That's another talk for another day, though. Facts. They, once women tend to do that. Like women, they'll get a guy who's like a 10 out of 10, and then that's it. That's it. I gotta have a 10 out of 10. I can't deal with a 9 or 8 or 7 on that. I gotta have a 10 because even if it was just a one-time hookup and she doesn't realize that he was just smashing, I got him. So I could get another one. And not realizing how rare these dudes are and not realizing what Brother Mike just said, bro, they in a candy shop now. He tried you. You know what I mean? He was like, he tried you. And you just like, you're butterscotch. Like, I don't like butterscotch. He hit it one time, didn't like it. I'm going to go over here to the, you know what I mean? Oh, he tried some candy corn. Ugh, that's horrible. I don't like candy corn. I'm finna go over here to the Michigan cherries and to the, you know what I mean? I'm going over here to the good candies over here, like to the sour watermelons, whatever it is he likes. You know what I mean? Bad analogy, guys, my bad, but I'm just saying. I'm an old man working on the fly here. Old man working on the fly here, but Brother Lou, you have to have a person who holds you accountable, who is greater than you, to humble you so you don't catch a case. Stay more focused as you ascend. Yeah. It's tough out here now, man. Yeah, we'll get into that later. Like there's a lot of, people out here just doing whatever they got to do for clout, and it's getting bad out here. But the point that Brother Mike was making is just, y'all need to understand that. Guys finally get to the point where women find them attractive and they have access to the Foxy Brown and they lose their minds. That is so true. Guys who have always been good at womanizing, been around women to a certain extent, money doesn't change anything. They got money, cool. They already been smashing. They already have the abundance mindset. So let's continue.
You guys are, I guess, in a sense, making up for lost time, right? I personally have no desire for that and I think it's because of my experience, it's never been a lack of ever, right? But for the women, I think some of it is wishful thinking. Mm-hmm. Some of it is delusion. And I'll tell you what I mean. I've been in situations before where a young lady speaks to me at a gym or something. I'm saying, hi, I'm being nice. And we should work out or something. Not really, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just like being nice or whatever. And then I'll see this person. I remember one time I seen this person. I walk in the gym on a treadmill or something next to a friend of mine, and I wave at, both of them. And she tells my friend, I know we're friends, yeah, he's always trying to talk to me. Oh, wow. You know what I'm saying? It's like they want to be important and to an extent, mm-hmm. Right? And that's why typically I never usually date women that live where I'm at, right? It's always somewhere else. I don't want people in my business. I don't want somebody that's just chatty. You got to
import them from small towns.
Yeah, Yeah.
I know the type.
Small towns, countries, whatever, But I think that some of them, is wishful thinking. Some of them, they do want that status. They want to be at their section at the club. Mm-hmm. Some of them are looking for a bag, like literally a bag or some jewelry or
literally a bag.
Bills paid.
I make give a girl a purse when she rather have I give a girl a heart. She rather have a purse. Yes,
right. So it's like it is an exchange. I think it's fine. Like if everybody's getting what they want, to each their own.
Yeah.
As long as, you know, I don't think the lying is cool. I think everybody should be honest and upfront with everything, because
Yes.
life would be a lot easier.
Yes.
But I think it's at the end of the day an exchange. And look, he got to a certain point to where he wanted to settle down and get married.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So it's not like a forever thing. And the women in that situation, I'm sure they're not proud of it. Some of them are. Some of them, you know, it's bizarre, but some are proud of that. You know what I mean? They want to tell people or let people know that they've done this and that. Little do they know, like when I hear somebody mention something like that, I'm automatically turned off. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
100%.
And y'all peep that. And women believe that because they see men who can get a lot of women as top tier and they find that attractive. Some women believe, well, if I just let everybody know that I could get a bunch of guys, then that'll make me attractive. Nah, it won't. Not to the top tier dudes. It won't. And they'll be like, ugh. You know what I mean? It was remember that song, No Matter Where I Go, I See the Same Hoes. Every video, every party, every studio, no matter where I go, I see the same. You know what I mean? So that they're like, yo, nah. I mean, and it's for women who are forced to work in that environment, like the people who are managers or when they had A&Rs or people who are part, like, you know, whatever, they have to be there because that's how they make their livelihood. Those women are standoffish, and the dudes know, like, oh, nah, bro, you can't holler at her. She ain't like that. She's here because she has to be here, right? She's working, like this. She's making sure that the studio money is well spent and not wasted. Those women are sought after because, oh man, she's fine. She's got her head together. She loves the music that I'm a part of. I'm gonna try to holler at her. Them dudes can't get her. They can't get her. They can't pull her. You know what I mean? They just can't. She's on something else. You know what I mean? And those women tell you, like, man, stick to these little groupie chicks over here. Go over there and holler at her. Go over there and holler at her. I'm not on that, bro. She could take care of your needs over there. That's one of those things. You know what I mean? In facts, can I get some podcasts? Lots of cats get messed up in the game because they shoot too high out the gate, going after baddies instead of practicing with threes and fours. Refine your game in the D League and work your way into the NBA. I think that's a strategy. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a sound strategy. What I did was I hollered at everybody, bro. I mean, I wasn't aggressive with it. I holler, but I sat back, and if she showed me any attention at all, whatever, I was gonna talk to her. And back in the day when we came up, it was all about being out, like in the clubs and on the scene. So if I saw somebody, I'm like, what's going on? And I would use my social status to pull in women, because women would be like, yo, who was that? You know what I mean? Who we kick it with? Oh yeah, that's so-and-so. He with them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay. That's so-and-so's cousin. That's so-and-so's, you know what I mean, uncle. That's, you know, he rocks with so-and-so. That would put me on all the time. And what I noticed, and I tell dudes this a lot too, like, go out there, you know, holler at the threes, the fours, the fives, the sixes, but don't just focus on them solely. Don't be afraid to go out there and holler at the dime. My technique has always been start at the top and work your way down. So I never went into a spot and I'm going to holler at the threes and the fours. And I'm finding the finest woman in the spot, and I'm going to talk to her first, and I'm going to work my way down from there. I've always done it that way because you're going to catch the BS, the same BS you catch from the threes and the fours, you might catch from the dimes. And I tell you what, if I'm going to get shot down, I much rather get shot down by the dime. I want to get shot down by who I want, not who I can get. Right? Because they all going to make you work for it, aren't they? They all going to put you through it. So I'm like, yo, start at the top. If you at a party, right? You in a club, you in a lounge, you at the picnic, you at the beach, wherever you at, you at some event, find the finest woman and start there. I mean, what's the worst you can say? No? Pardon me, love, how you doing? I'm okay. I used to grab back in the day. We used to snatch them up. That was back in the 90s, man. As the 80s and 90s, you don't do that no more, man. Don't do that. Catch a case. But what I do now, I make eye contact. Hello, love, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what brings you here? Are you with the so-and-sos, whoever put the event together, or, be knowledgeable what's going on? And if she stops and talks to you, you got a shot. If she's not interested one at all, she's gonna keep it moving, right? And you got to understand she's gonna be there with somebody, right? So you're only gonna get a small window of opportunity, but use that to your advantage. Talk to the finest women in the spot first. Start it with the dimes and work your way down. I've never made it past the 7s. I start with the 10s. By the time I get to the 7s, they ready to go because they see the confidence. They're like, man, didn't I see you talking to her? I'm like, yeah, she's fine. You would talk to her too, wouldn't you? Yo, yep, I would. You right. She is cute. Just saying, but you kind of cute too, though. You know what I mean? I love the fact that you don't use a lot of makeup. That natural beauty. That's what's up, shorty. You know what I mean? Or she's a little more sophisticated. No, that's what's up, love. I love the fact that you go with that natural beauty. I like your hair's pulled back. What's up, man? Where do you stay? Bam, you in the conversation. You in the conversation. And she know you got game. She been watching you all night. Talk to everybody. So she know you got game. And just rock with it. Get her number. Well, back in the day it was get her number. Now get her Instagram. Let me get your Instagram. Hit them up. I'll be back I'll be back through here, at some other time or whatever. You know what I mean? But start with the 10s and work your way down. You know what I mean? That's where we differ, bro. Hey, D, I start at the top, work my way down, as opposed to starting at the bottom, working your way up. But your point is well taken. When you're a young guy, you're out there, man, you leaving, like I'm talking like young, you still in school, right? You still in like middle school, whatever. Man, you should just be talking to whoever and getting your skills sharp. Do that in class. Like talk to the 3s, the 4s, or whatever in class. Talk to the girls who don't get a lot of attention in class just to get your game up, I absolutely do that. But when you outside, right, and it's game time, right, you practice on those girls in school. And then when it's game time, you ready to go. And when it's game time, go for the dimes. You know what I'm saying? Go for the dimes. That's how you got to do it. Yeah, that's true. And Brother Lou's like, yeah, you start off with the 3s and 4s and you end up too busy raising your kids, though. Yeah, be careful with that. Yeah, be careful with that. Brother Penny, they're all going to play hard to get, aim high. Facts. When you watch these podcasts, be it whatever podcast or Fresh and Fit, they don't do it so much on Sos Cast. But whenever you watch a podcast when women are being asked to rate themselves, they're all 10s. Every woman there is like, well, I'm a 10. I'm a 10. All of them, they're all 10s. And it's like, all right, so she is going to, if she's a 3 or a legit 10, they're all going to give you the same grief, bro. And you're going to have to learn how to deal with that as well. I use comedy to deal with it. Or sometimes I just walk away. I'm like, oh man, you want one. I'm gonna holler at you later. You come talk to me when you feel better. I might go that route. I might go extra ultra hard with it. But normally I use comedy. How can we all be 10s? How can everyone in this room be a 10? Stop it. You know what I mean? Stop it. And yeah, he's like, that's what I'm talking about in school. Yeah, practice with the 3s and 4s. Absolutely. Practice with them. Get used to being social and talking and figuring out what works and don't work. Because you don't care what the 3, 4s, and 5s, how they really think. If you cross the line accidentally, you broach a boundary, you don't care. Okay, don't say that again. But you do that with a dime and she tell all her friends, now you got a problem. You know what I mean? But I hate to say it, but if the ugly girl goes out and says that you're, you know what I mean? He's a whatever. He's an asshole. No one's really listening to her. I hate to say it. I know it sucks. You know what I mean? But ain't nobody really paying attention to her. But let the most popular girl in school say you're an asshole. You got a mountain to climb to get out of that. Let's get back to the video.
Well, let's play a little game, ladies.
I'm scared.
So this gentleman,
Me
pull this
too.
picture back up, Malik.
With the games.
You know I like to play the game.
Always games.
At any point, you can ask me questions. We can have fun with that.
Okay.
Okay. I'm winded out here, y'all. Okay. Who hasn't gone yet? Kara.
Oh God. Indecisive, I guess.
Indecisive.
I like that.
All right. Go ahead, Rissa.
I mean, all I really thought when you said the 3 women a day thing was diseases.
Our desires are different. Men and women are not the same.
I'm trying to
Our
find.
desires are different.
That's
Wow.
true.
Listen, here's the thing. He has the means to live that life, right?
Yeah.
Most do not. A lot of people want to live that life, right?
Mhm.
Just to keep it 100. And he's articulating his feelings and his drive. And listen, when a man does not fully tap into who he is, his creativity, his flow, everything is kind of clinked up like like a water hose. It's not straight, right? Is water's coming out, but not fully. When a man is suppressing his desires, because look, men have desires like women have desires. Our desires are different. You know, men and women are not the same. And at a certain age, man, we have like, it's like just we're horny a
But
lot.
desires
I
are
don't think
different.
it's
That 3
anything
girls
crazy.
in the same day.
But if everybody is okay with it, what's the problem?
These girls know exactly what they were walking
know,
into
yeah,
when they were going to his
I
house.
think- yeah,
don't
Look,
think
I
it's a
would
big
say a
deal.
guy like that is a freaking stud with a sex addiction problem. That's like kind of how I'd put
But
it.
what's
3 a
his-
day.
Some people
What's
like
a sex
that, though.
addiction?
It's,
All right,
Yeah.
if it's not interfering with his work, with his normal life, is it an addiction, or is it just he's getting the opportunity to do what he wants
Look,
to do?
more power to you, buddy. If you ever see this, buddy, like,
Yeah.
good work. I know guys, let's just say public figures,
Yeah.
sports guys, big time names, like you would know the names, that have dabbled in this type of activity.
Right.
There is a sense of, like, there's one buddy that I call 2 to 10. Because he'll bang if you're 2, he'll bang if you're 10. So at what point are you being a little bit more selective of who you're inviting into your bed? Now, listen, for a guy like that,
You know, like when Al talks about this sort of thing, bro, like when a guy finds his stride, and a man could go out there and get multiple women, when he finds that stride, right, he gets into the candy shop. He is gonna go crazy. It's going to happen 98% of the time, bro. It's going to happen. If a man could go out and have sex with a different woman 3 times a day, he would do it. The average dude would do it if he could. All his testosterone, man, this drive, this programmed need to spread your seed, he would absolutely do it. The question becomes, for how long? Right? Fresh and I had this conversation almost 2 years ago. I was, I was sitting there, I was just kicking it. He was waiting for somebody to come see him. You know what I mean? We were sitting there chilling. He was like, yeah, I got one on the way. He just left one. He got one on the way. I'm like, bro, you're going to get tired of this, man. Like, you're going to get tired of this. He was like, no, not yet. I'm like, I'm not saying it's going to happen today. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. May not even happen next year. But at some point, you're going to get tired of this. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, maybe. He's like, yeah, maybe. Because it's so much work. Right? And that's why most guys can't do it. But if you can do it, and if it doesn't interfere with your world, if you know what I mean, it's not an addiction. It's not. You know what I mean? Dudes like it. Well, I could stop at any time. At some point, women might not find you attractive anymore, or you might find a woman you've been looking for, and you're gonna leave it all alone. But if a dude had a chance to go out and smash multiple women a day, every day, yeah, he would. He absolutely would. And for those guys out there that think I'm lying, go someplace like the Philippines or Colombia or Thailand. Go down there and for 2 weeks. Go down there for 2 weeks and see how easy it is for you to come up on beautiful women and see if what I'm saying ain't true. Within that 2-week time frame, you'll get tired. After the first 72 hours, you will stop going smashing as many women as you can. Right? The average dude will stop. The average dude will focus on the woman he likes. And he'll just spend the rest of his time trying to holler at her. Still smashing, but when he first get there, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. He probably knock off 1 or 2, maybe 3 a day. The first couple 3 days. You know what I mean? The first 48 to 72 hours. And then he's gonna be like, man, I'm tired of this. He's gonna find a woman he likes, the woman he wants to talk to, and he'll sit down and he'll talk to her. And he'll focus and put his time in it. The average dude is going to do that. I'm telling you, these guys, y'all think it's great to go out here and just be smashing all these different women. Oh, man, it gets old, bro. It gets old. You know what I mean? Right. And you're right, bro. Guys that have never been him can't imagine how it's possible, to live Mike's life. And it's not just Mike. Fresh does it. You know what I mean? Myron does it. When I was younger, I did it. There are dudes out there, promoters, they're rappers, they're broke dudes. There are all kind of dudes out there getting it. They're getting it. But again, that's the 20%, 15%. It's really hard.
young stud money, dude, do you wrap it up and have the time of your life, homie. But I've seen it before. It becomes like, all right, bro, like, all right, dude, like it's 2 a.m, it's 2 a.m, we're out at the club. Let's go, boom. I'm like, dude, that girl's a psychopath. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, it becomes a lifestyle that if you're doing 3 a day and you've only done 1 today, or God forbid 0, it's like you and you, let's go. We're going. And these girls like, okay, and like it just becomes part of your repertoire, and that can be a downfall for some of these guys because listen, as you know, Mike. 1 girl, she's gonna have some drama in your life. 2 girls, headache. 3 girls a day, buddy, you are fucking off the walls dealing with batshit crazy women.
I mean, that's on him welcoming that energy though into his life. So like, that's on that person at the end of the day.
So I would say he's a stud
And exhausted.
and likely an STD. All right, ladies.
Yeah, and it's not exhaustion. I mean, it's when you're young, man, that testosterone, boy, that libido was up there. I knew dudes who was out there cranking. You know, they was out there in that world, right? They was living that life. They're out there breaking the law, doing their thing, but they had all the money and all the trappings, and they had all the women. And I would see dudes go out, smash 2, 3 women a day, but it would be his 2 main girls that he messes with, and then the 3rd girl might be some girl he's been working on. Again, it's a rotation. It's a rotation. Does it take work? Yes. Does it take an insane amount of work? No, not if you do it right. But it does take work, and you will get tired of it eventually. But what Adam is saying, you know, maybe his 2 to 10 dude, maybe that guy really does have some sort of addiction. He can't control himself. Maybe that could be the case. You know what I mean? But the average dude, nah, that's not the case. The average dude can't even get that kind of action. And the dudes who do get it, they run a rotation. I remember going to a party. One of my dudes invited all the women in his rotation to the party. It might have been like 10, 12 of them. They were all sitting there. He invited all of his chicks, and it was like no guys there. It was like only his crew, his trusted dudes. And the women were all sitting in the room, and one of them just kind of looked around and was like, we all his hoes. We all his hoes. That was the funniest moment I ever seen in my life. They didn't leave. They all accepted that dude was smashing all of them at the same time. Right? They were just kicking it. One of them wound up smashing some other dude that night. But she still was part of, you know, my guy's crew. But I guess she decided to get back at him that night. Like, I'm gonna smash this dude. But she didn't rate high. She might have been like number 12 out of 12. But they were all there. And they weren't tripping. I thought that was crazy.
Hey, since we're on this game, picture this. He had sex with Lindsay Lohan, let's say. So let's just use her for the sake of this conversation. Okay? Doesn't have to be Lindsay Lohan, but just let's use her as dudes a day. Marissa?
I feel like if everybody's okay with it and it's like a polygamous relationship, it's different.
No.
She's
There's
having
no
3 a
polygamous
day.
relationship.
Yeah.
She's just getting dick down 3 times a day. Lindsay Lohan.
Worn out.
Worn out. Got it. What do you think, Nat? You got to come up with one word, not a whole diatribe.
Fast. Unsatisfied.
Moving on. Okay, yeah.
You have to give me
Unsatisfied.
that last second.
No.
Just do it.
Exactly. Thank you. What do you think,
I think
Jamie?
open.
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 Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're
Yeah.
Something got opened up. All right.
I'm gonna piggyback on Mike.
Yeah.
She's honest. She doesn't care.
Jen
She just
Marie,
wants to
what do you
fuck. I don't
think?
I'm gonna say she's adventurous because that's crazy.
What do you think, Melissa?
Talented.
Oh my god.
Little Shorty said talented. She came out from LA. Little Shorty know women like this. There are women out there who do. I saw it when I remember in the 90s, early 90s. I was in, I'm not going to say what city I was in, but I was in a city. And I watched a woman do this. I watched with my own eyes. She brought in 3 dudes in one day. And she was bad. Top tier. I mean, beautiful. When it comes to beauty, man, she was fine all the way around. You know what I mean? She wasn't a bad person on the inside. She was just young and she was just decided to do it. She just decided to do it. Whatever. I don't know why she did it. She said something about a boyfriend hurting her or something. I don't know what it really was, but she did it. It was so easy for her to do it. Now, if you a dude and you could bring in 3 women a day like that, yeah, people gonna be like, wow, bro. Wow, you the man. But for a woman to do it, it's like, ooh, I'll never forget that. I saw that and that changed me forever. I'm like, man, women are doing, beautiful women are doing this. This is a woman with great conversation, right? She the kind of woman who wouldn't embarrass you in public. You know what I'm saying? But to be there, like, okay, I'm in her space watching her do what she do. It's like, wow, how many more women are like this? And it's a lot of women in LA to get down like this. I mean, as a dude, I sit around sometimes. I talk to some of my people from back in the day, and we'll have, hey, remember that one night we was doing such and such? Remember we was in Tennessee? Remember we was in Detroit? Remember we was wherever? Remember that one girl? And I'm like, nah, I don't remember. Like, bro, you smashed her. She came over. She was with so and so and so and so. Is my cousin's friend. Oh man, I don't remember. They have to show me a picture. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember Shorty. But for a woman to not remember men that she's been with, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Maybe it's the same on both ends. I don't know. But I'm just like, that's crazy. So there are women out there getting it in like that. Again, I just hope that they keep it to themselves. Brother Lou is like, yeah, man, that ginseng tea, the gum helps with energy, but I don't recommend it now. Yeah, man, I don't mess with that now. I just had a bunch of energy when I was younger, bro. It's I don't know. As you get older, for most guys, they're gonna want to settle down. At least I did. I wanted to settle down. I wasn't successful with that part. I wasn't as good as getting into a serious relationship or choosing the correct person. I wasn't as good as that as I was as a womanizer in the first place. And you know, that's on me. That's one of the things I tell the guys too. Like, you wanna know how to womanize, but at the same time, you want to have your priorities straight. If you're just gonna be out here smashing, make sure you don't get anyone pregnant. You have to take care of that. And that kind of goes back to what Rollo Tomasi was talking about. If you just going out here and you know you're not trying to have a family, you're a young guy, you're out here building your fortune, you're on the right track. Yeah, if you might want to consider in doing something to keep you from, having babies. So there's no pill we could take. So it's pretty drastic what you have to do as a man. You have to get yourself fixed. And look, I'm here to tell you, that's something to consider. If you know you out here, you just smashing, that's all you want to do, you might want to do that. You might want to get yourself fixed. Because the way the rules are set up now and the way our society is set up now, if you are in fact on your way to finding your fortune, you can get wrecked, bro. Couple kids, you can get wrecked. You want to talk about getting thrown off your purpose, that's it. It changes everything. You can get wrecked. I know people who are, you go out there and look it up. There's people out there who are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars over an 18-year period. And then the money you spend in court trying to get access to your kids, it will take you off of your path. So if you are out there, it's something to think about, fellas. And people are like, well, just wear a condom. Man, sometimes they don't work. It says it on the package. It is not 100% guaranteed. It's not 100% guaranteed. Let's continue.
Interesting. All right, now for the real answer. Mike, what would you call a girl that's getting dick down 3 times a day?
Extremely high mileage.
Yes.
High miles.
Okay.
What would you call
What
them?
would you call him?
Well, it's interesting that you asked me. Thank you, guys. You guys are like, she's exhausted, she's open, she's
Let's go.
talented, whatever it was.
One word.
That to me
One word.
is a hoe. Okay, guys? 3 letters, 1 word, 1 blowhand. There's a big difference, I think. Push back all you want for a dude
100%.
who makes his way in this world, becomes a stud, famous athlete, and he is exploring his options versus a chick with that exact same mentality. I know you guys are being a little more PG-13. She's adventurous. She's confused, unsatisfied. That's some hoe ass shit.
Can I explain why?
Yes.
Y'all understand why?
Yes.
No, they don't, Mike, because they would have
All
said
right.
hoe
So
if they did.
that's a fact. So a woman is the gateway to sex. Y'all are the gatekeepers, all right? We don't live in a rape culture. So for the most part. So it's hard for men to get a woman to have sex, right? So once a man gets to that status and he's able to do it, I mean, he's indulging. Women, is very easy for y'all to get sex. It's extremely easy. Even unattractive women can get a decent looking guy. You know what I'm saying? So like he said, his homie got money, got status, probably a decent looking dude.
Yeah.
And he'll take down a two, which is
Mm.
crazy, right? So I think that the
Everyone's
fact
got
that
beer goggles at the end of the night. I get it.
the fact that it's so easy for women to get laid and it's not
Yes.
easy for men to get laid is just a weird thing. For a
It comes
woman
down to
be like
this,
that.
Mike. You hit the
Yeah.
nail on the head about the women are the gatekeepers.
Mhm.
So we've all heard this story before. I'll say it again. So what's a key that can open up?
Yeah, we've heard that about the, you've heard Myron say this on Fresh and Fit about that. And I'm sorry about the lag. It's lagging a little bit, guys. I don't know why. I don't know if it's Central Florida. I don't know if it's my provider. I got the best package. It just sucks. But at the end of the day, women are the gatekeepers. It's up to women. Right? It's facts. Women are the gatekeepers. So the thing is, women are open to guys that fit a certain category, and those guys tend to be the top tier dudes, maybe top 20% of dudes. And that's who's gonna smash. And for these guys out here, the incel types or the black pillars of the world, the MGTOW guys know what time it is. They just don't like the game and they just move on. Most MGTOW guys know how to get women. They just don't want to deal with it anymore. But the guys who don't have any experience, if you want women to be attracted to you, you have to develop those traits that women find attractive. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. Doesn't mean go out. You don't have to hit the lotto and have $100 million tomorrow. No, you just have to have $100 million mindset. You have to be able to go out here and holler at women. You have to learn how to have a conversation. Every time I go outside and I interact with someone, a cashier at the grocery store, or if I just come like a waitress, or if I'm shopping, like whoever's helping me, you know what I mean? I'm running a little bit of game. I'm trying this, I'm trying that. I'm talking, I'm trying to assess what's going on. I run a little bit of game just to stay sharp. That's what you got to do. That's what you have to do. And then it's just numbers. You have to go out here and just, holler at these women. And if you have these traits, like if you don't have to spend $1 million or you don't have to spend $30,000 on a suit. You can buy a suit off the rack and get it tailored up for like an extra $50 or whatever. And that suit is going to look so good on you. And when you go out, women are going to talk to you. If you're at a bar by yourself, you got to be brave enough to go out by yourself. Keep yourself in some sort of physical shape. Be confident. I mean, I was out watching football yesterday. Women were talking to me. I'm just trying to watch the game. They're dragging me in because I'm not paying attention to them at all. I'm focused. I'm watching my Bengals get beat up. And this woman wanted to talk to me. And she just kept talking. What are you looking at? The game. Like, we're in a bar, but I'm looking at a device. Like, I'm pretty sure that your game is on one of the TVs. Look, it's over here. I know that, lady. I'm watching it here on my device, sitting next to my people. It's okay. Leave me alone. But the fact is, she was talking to me. It was just boom. I'm wearing a football jersey and some shorts and a hat. Right. But she had to talk. They sat down next to us. She had to talk to me. She had to talk to my people. That's it. You're going to carry yourself in a way that women are going to be drawn to you. She doesn't know how much money I have. She doesn't know what kind of car I was driving. She doesn't know where I live. But it was something about me that drew her right over to me. And she came over and just was talking. And she wasn't attractive. She was probably my age, but she didn't look. She looked way older. I didn't give her the attention. I wasn't rude. Don't be rude. I wasn't rude, but I was focused on my game. I wasn't looking. I'm focused on my game. She's asking me questions. I'm looking at my game. And then I would look up during the commercials and I would explain to her what I'm doing. No, the game was on the TV screen over there. And no, I'm sitting here with my people and his game is right there. My game is right here on this device. Like it's good. Right. But there are qualities that in me that she was attracted to when she came over and she did what she was doing. And it was just a conversation. It was all good. But you have to go out there and you got to You got to get these qualities, guys. You have to. Brother D was saying, when I was promoting clubs in the Bay, when we had multiple women in the spot, my boy Dre would say, "Get your Mo Better Blues on, Ninja." Ha! Yeah, I remember that. Right? If you got game, it's not a problem. Facts. Mo Better Blues, Denzel Washington, and shoot, what's Nino Brown's name? I forget his name, but yeah, that's what it is. Like, she better drive a Formula One car. Yeah, you know what I mean? Look at that. Casual Germs in the building. What's good, fam? 3 times a day. Damn, she better drive a Formula One car. Yeah, well, I can't even think of his name, man. What's my man name? Shoot. Thank you, Wesley Snipes. Thank you. Drew a blank there. Like, yeah, Wesley Snipes and Denzel Washington, Mo Better Blues. Check that movie out. It's pretty good. Great soundtrack. If you're a jazz lover, great soundtrack. Brother Mandrell's in the building. What's good, fam? Good to see you. Great soundtrack. But it's not hard to get the skills and the traits that women find attractive. It's not hard at all. It takes work, and everyone's looking for a shortcut. That's the biggest problem. Everyone's looking for a shortcut. Let's see if we can find the next part.
Any lock. Go ahead.
I mean, men
Of course.
sleeping around.
Of course. Now you want to talk.
Okay, so I think just sleeping in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just sleeping around in general like deems you as like hoe activities. Let's be honest. You're opening your body to someone else.
Why do you think you bring a hoe to a hotel?
Exactly. There you go. Sure.
Well.
But I think just in general, you doing that kind of deems you as like hoe activities. Now, does it look different if you're a female or a male? Yes, it's very different if you're doing that as a female or male. But in my opinion, I think it's hoe activities in the male's side of things and female side of things, because you're letting somebody in like your internal. It's not just like hanging out. Like, what's up, buddy?
And thank you for highlighting that. I'm not even joking right now.
Yes.
Okay. This is going to be a little crude, so let me not use the word. Typically with a male-female relationship, one is doing the effing and one is getting effed. One is going inside someone. What?
I mean, it doesn't. People make this distinction, and I get it, but it's to each his own. Like, I mean, I get where he's coming from. People make this distinction. All right, I hear you. I'm not pushing back, but my thing is, do it on the low, bro. Ladies, if you're gonna go out there and get down like that, don't broadcast it. Deny it. When women come up to me, you were with so and so. People come up to me, you were with so and so, bro. What's up, bro? Don't you know so and so over there? You was Kim. When you with Kim? Man, who was Kim, bro? I deny it like a politician, man. It's none of your business who I've been with, and I don't know what your intentions are. So no, I don't know what you talking about. I'm sitting there like, I don't understand. I don't know. I'm like your boy Dave Chappelle, man. You ask me some questions like that, man. I plead the fifth. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. That's me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know you. If you part of my crew, yeah, of course. I'm telling my people, whatever. But if I don't know you like that, bro, don't come at me like that. I don't know you like that, sis. Don't come at me like that. I don't. Keep it on the low. Hey, ladies, know who you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a guy gonna run his mouth, then that's what you get. Guys, know who you're dealing with. You're dealing with a woman who running her mouth, then that's what you get. It's not going to hit the same. But as a dude, if you're a top tier dude and you finally found the woman that you want, and she is a great woman, and she, you know what I mean? She is exactly what you need to better your life and to increase your kingdom. And she find out you done smash some 3 or 4, whatever, some fat 3. She might not even mess with you. She might not. And it's been verified, she might not even mess with you. So long as there's plausible deniability, you all right. But if it's verified, like, go to pictures and whatever, or yeah, I was there. Been there, done that. It's a reason I keep my mouth shut. I've had women destroy what I was trying to do because they didn't want me. Well, if I can't have you, nobody else can, kind of thing. And if they could throw dirt in your game, salt in your wound, they're going to do it. That's just some old game from an old gangster. You know what I mean? You got to do it. Move in silence. And yeah, man. Yeah. And y'all got to keep it on a hush. But you can go out there and you can learn the skills and you can attain the things that women find attractive. You can do that, guys. It's hard work, but you can do it. You can do it. If it could be something as simple, I'm always talking about dancing, right? It could be something as simple as learning how to salsa or tango. Tango's another one. Learn how to tango. Like just learn how to do something and get halfway good at it, bro. And just you never know how to. It's always these little things that'll put you on with a woman. It's always something little, right? I remember some woman we was sitting around talking and she was trying to make herself look good and say she spoke Korean, and I started speaking Korean. It blew her mind. She like, I was lying. I ain't never been to South Korea. I'm like, I have. Right? We was on. It was on. It was on just these little bitty things. Be good at something. You know what I mean? Exactly. Wasn't me like Shaggy. I feel you, dude. It's old school. Old school dudes are always gonna tell you that. Wasn't me. Man, I lie, bro. I can't tell you how many times I deny stuff until everybody's there. Like, oh, it's okay. You can say, okay, yeah. Then I tell the truth. Like, oh yeah, we did whatever. I'm not saying it. Jack. You feel me? I ain't saying nothing. Why? Why you want to know? What does this have to do with you? You know what I mean? That's how my mind works. Like, why you want to know? Nah, wasn't me. Wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about. Wasn't me. I wasn't there. I was not there. There's a picture of you there. Nah, that's not me. That's AI. Someone AI'd me into that picture. AI wasn't around back in 1978. Yes, it was. It was prototype. I just didn't know about it. Bro, it wasn't me. Don't ask me. And it gets to a point where I'm not telling you. I've done that. Like, man, I'm not telling you. Quit asking. I'm not telling. All right, let's get back to the video.
Oh, invasive.
I know, but we're all grown-ups here, Nat. We've all had
I know.
sex.
Okay.
Earmuffs. So there's a difference, like the invasiveness versus,
For sure.
that whole thing. Is
But
that
it's
true,
still,
Mike?
It's still a private part you're
Sure.
covering. I'm sorry.
Okay, listen, just call the girl a hoe.
Man, I got family in the building. Big Don DeMarco, man. You know I don't be knowing both days. Oh, happy birthday, cuzzo. Got my family in business. Listen. Me and my cousin. Oh, man, look. Right now, man, two of my cousins, we came up together, man. We got so many stories, man. We got so many stories. We can't tell none of them. We can't tell none of them. I'm about to really need a Patreon for them stories. The stuff that we were doing as kids would blow your mind. Blow your mind. I'm pretty sure there's some law enforcement entities out there that would love to talk to us just so they could close some cases. They can't do nothing to it, statute of limitations, but just so they could close some cases. Oh, that was y'all? Like, yeah, that was us. Man, what's good, fam? What's good, cuz? That's my real family. While y'all playing, that's my real family. So I'm glad y'all, man, y'all should be down here, man. Come on down. Come on down. The water's fine, man. Come on down to Tampa, or we can go back down to Miami. Last time y'all was here in Tampa, you know we had a good old time. It's still popping. We can go down to Miami. We can go to Orlando. Man, we got so many places we can go, man. Y'all should come on down here, man. Quit playing. Quit playing. So there's one more part of the video I wanted to get into when Brother Mike was talking about his lifestyle with his dating or whatever, like his situation with his two women. Let's see if we can find it real quick.
Nat, and we can move on. You're very weird. I don't know.
I never heard. There's a lot. It's a culture out there right now that really shits on women, and I think it's goofy. They trying to and people will call me simp right now, but they wouldn't say that to my face. So facts.
No, they will not.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, facts. He wouldn't say it to Mike's face, man. Like, I'm 6 feet, dude. Dude's about my height, man. He's like twice the width. Like, dude, crazy. When I saw him in real life, I'm like, yeah, bro, that's somebody I wouldn't want to tangle with, man. They're like, oh man, you riding? I'm just being 100. That's somebody like, bro, I ain't trying to tangle with dude. You could just tell, like, dude, he's in, you know what I mean, combat fighting and all that kind of stuff, and the way he works out. And nah, I ain't trying to deal with that guy. But yeah, if you walk up and call old boy a simp to his face, let me know when you do it, because I would love to see it.
Right.
But a lot of dudes will utilize things to make themselves more powerful than a woman. But no, it's almost like a 1-to-1 ratio when you factor in the joy that a woman brings to a man's life, right? You having a solid woman at home, and your home is a home. You know what I'm saying? I've had cribs before with no curtains, no couch. Like I got a TV everywhere, but no couch. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not that guy, right? And we're not. Like men are not. We don't have the qualities that women have, and vice versa. So we need each other. It's no men versus woman type of energy. So I always, and when I'm speaking to my community, I'm always telling them when they want to ask me about girls, this, that, and the third, I'm like, no. Leave them alone. You're not ready, right? First of all, women mature a lot faster than us, right?
Yes.
A 22-year-old woman is a woman. 22-year-old male is a boy, right?
Correct.
So it takes us longer to acquire the resources and the characteristics that a woman is attracted to, right? A man to have like, legit wisdom, discernment, security, finances, things of that nature. It takes us longer to get that. We're not born with these things. We have to acquire these things over time. A woman, the things that we want in a woman, they're kind of born with, right? Their looks, their sweetness, femininity, all of these things is something that they have already. So it's not a 1-to-1 ratio in terms of age, right? So it takes us longer to acquire these things. Now, a man, I don't like hookup culture. I think it's bad for our society as a whole, because when you hear men complaining about women, it's always a man's fault. It's like, yeah, but I put everything on a father first, right? Father's like, listen, it's our job to make sure our daughters are protected, are well educated, have a high standard of things, right?
And keep them off the pole first and foremost.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
No
and
hope.
keep them
No.
content, safe. And then when it's time for them to get married, I hand my daughter off to her husband, and a man that I've helped choose, and I know his family and the whole nine, right? And we're all a family. That's how it should be. But
Brother Mike is right. It should be that way, but it's gotten so far away from that. It's gotten so far away from that. Like going back to what he first said, there's dudes out there, and there's a lot of guys out there that come and they're like, man, what do I need to do? You look at this part of the internet and you look at, the self-improvement really is about how do I get women, right? Mike was 100% correct when he said a lot of these dudes shouldn't even be approaching women. You shouldn't even be thinking about women. You should be focused on you getting yourself together, getting your money up, getting your mind right. I'm getting your education up, getting your social skills up. You don't need to be dealing with women. And for guys who do know how to holler at women, but they went through a bad thing or whatever, and their head ain't in the right place, you shouldn't be dealing with women. Right? The two times I really screwed up when it came to women, my mind wasn't in the right place because I was hurt. I was emotionally dealing with something else. And I shouldn't have been out there. My thing was, well, you know what I'm saying? If someone do me wrong or if I'm hurt, I'm just gonna go out into the streets and do whatever and then just be taking all my knowledge and all my, experience, and I just use it for basically like evil, man. I was just out there wilding. Right. And like I said, the 2 times I got caught up, I was in that mind state. I should not have been out there. Actually, 3 times. I should not have been out there. I should not have been out there. You know what I'm saying? I should not have. And that's what Mike's talking about. These dudes, like, a lot of these guys, man, y'all shouldn't be chasing women. You're not ready. Your head ain't right. Your head got to be right. You go out there and get mangled. I got beat up bad, but at least I knew it at the end. I'm like, well, it's on me. I'm going to take care of what I got to take care of. It is what it is. But you can get mangled if your head is not in the right place and you out here chasing women. You can come up on the wrong woman. Look at that woman in Houston. There's all over the internet now. The one that they say she allegedly got hit with a brick. Like that one. You can wind up with something like that. You know what I mean? Oh, because you imagine you in a situation where she's the mother of your child and you got to deal with her for the rest of your life on some level. You could, bro. And if your head ain't right, you can find yourself in that situation. So I tell guys all the time. And then like what Brother Mike is saying, yeah, it is up to men. If we do our jobs, we can make great women. We can make our boys and girls into great men and women, right? It takes 2 though, but men have a responsibility. You need that. You need that. growing up. You need both sides. You need that masculine, you need that feminine. And a lot of us don't have that opportunity to do that because of our society. Maybe because you just don't want to deal with it. There's some guys who just walk away from it. There's I don't want to get into that's another conversation, but men have been removed from the picture. They've been removed from the child's life when the child needs them the most. And that's a problem. You know, boys need men when they become teenagers because that's when they can get themselves in the most trouble. That's when you need a man in your life to be like, nah, bro. That's when you need that man to stand up and smack you around because you need to get your head right. And with women, like, you know, when women become teenagers, they need to have that man that father that's giving them the real game, letting them know what time it is. And mom to also reinforce that. So, man, it's crazy. You know, and my cousin's like, yeah, I see like a call you later discuss when we come down. Yeah, man, make that happen. Make that happen, cuz last time was a blast, you know what I'm saying? And we'll get J. Lou to come down too. So it'll be on, man. It'll be on and popping. But let's continue.
But when we're just running through women like it's nothing, it's numbing them, like it's numbing us. It's bad for both of us, right? So I just don't believe in that. And I have to admit, when I was younger, I participated in that degeneracy, you know, but it never felt good to me. You know what I'm saying? And I had many times when I would feel like shit afterwards. Just being honest. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mike, how old are you?
46.
46?
Yeah.
Shit, black don't crack. Damn. Okay. So why did you feel like shit after having
because
just casual sex?
I would know that this
Malik, by the way, I text you.
I know that she really likes me and I have no feelings. You know what I mean? I might have feelings in the beginning, but then after it's complete, then I'm like, why are you here?
Well, thank you for pointing this out. Yeah. Men are capable of having sex with a woman with zero emotional attachment.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that girl? I don't know. She had some fat ass, big titties, whatever. I was drunk. Like, men can do that.
Yeah.
Are any of you ladies like, or don't even answer about yourself? Would you agree that women need to have a emotional connection with a man, respect a man, have feelings for a man, not just casual sex? Or are women capable of doing what men do?
Anyone? I think women are absolutely capable.
You think there's women that are capable of that?
There's women that are. There's women that are.
Okay, you just went to right to porn stars. I'm talking about average.
I mean, it's. There are women who go out there and get it as much as they want. It doesn't bother them, but I would argue that they can't do it on the same scale as men. I just, that's my personal belief. There's no stats, of course. There's nothing to back it up, but I mean, when you look at the whole war bride phenomenon, like, war bride is basically, you know, when a land is conquered, they kill off all the men and all the boys of fighting age, and then they basically take all the women as their wives or impregnate them and stuff like that. And most women tend to just kind of go along with it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, my husband and sons were all murdered by these people, but here I am now married to the guy who conquered us, and we have 3 more kids. There's a lot of women who do that, and it's a survival thing. So if they're capable of doing that, I don't know how, you know, we can say that, oh, they can't have sex with multiple guys and not be attached. I mean, yeah, that's something that I constantly think on. You know, I've known a lot of women. I know women who like, listen, trust me, it can be done. Like I've known women. Like I told you the story about, you know, our friend in the city I wouldn't name. She was out there smashing multiple dudes like it wasn't nothing. Guarantee you, she's married and got kids and all that. Probably happily married. Guarantee it. That's just part of her past, and no one knew, so it's all good. I knew, but you know what I mean. I wasn't in her bubble. She wasn't in mine. So, like, it is what it is. Things happen in college. You feel me? Things happen. Yeah, and Brother Penny's like, evidence is beginning to suggest that the brick lady set up an elaborate scam for GoFundMe money. Yes. Watch Pink Book Lessons. She has a video out on it. I did a DL short on it. I'm just waiting to see what law enforcement says. But yeah, it's starting to look that way, bro. Look like she set all this up. I guess allegedly she injected herself with some saline solution and made her face get big like that, and then went to a clinic to get that drained out. Apparently the brick lady has some medical experience. So we'll see how that plays out, man. I'm waiting for the police reports to come out, and then we'll do. I really want to know a proper podcast on it, man, because it looks crazy. But she got a lot of money so far. I mean, 45,000. You know, that's a chunk of change right there. That's she could buy a car or something with that. You know what I mean? But yeah. But yeah, I mean, can women have sex like men just can just smash as unattached? Some women can. I think those numbers are growing. There's a lot of women who are doing it these days. It kind of seems to be that way. And I'm not talking about pros, like call girls and OnlyFans and and corn stars, but it's going on. To me, it seems that there are more women who are out there getting it, but I have to admit that that's only because of social media. Maybe just one of those things that it seems to be more women where it's always been the same amount of women throughout the history of time. Who knows? But, we'll be able to talk about that more at length on another episode. But let's continue.
Men, you go porn stars.
Well, I don't know.
So no, those girls are getting
Extreme.
paid for that. That is a transactional relationship. I'm talking about average girls.
Yes, there is.
There is? Who
Yeah.
said that?
I
Jay
think
Marie.
there is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can speak
Explain,
on it?
please.
Okay. I think that like he was talking about the hookup culture, right? And
Yeah.
why it's so bad for women and men. And I think that it's like muscle. The more you exercise it, the more you get used to it. And having sex like that does numb women as well. And women, they just get used to it and they just continue and continue. It's like it's just something that they continue to do that they're used to.
How many women do you know like this?
I had a lot of clients that are like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how old were they?
They're young. They're
How
young.
old?
I would say from 22 and on, maybe even 18.
And they just grew up with hookup culture. Sex is transactional, zero emotion.
Zero emotion.
Just like a dude.
Yeah, just like a guy. Yeah.
And this was not a thing, in the
wasn't.
80s,
It
90s,
was not.
2000s.
It was not.
How much is social media?
See, that's the part right there. Maybe it was. It was a thing. Maybe women were smashing. Again, I told you about my friend in the early 90s. They were, think about Woodstock and everything, free love back in the 70s and late 60s. Maybe we've always been getting it in. It's human nature. It's just now, there's the proof. Social media. People are, you look at Instagram, right? Look at the whole OF thing. Now there's proof. Now you just get to see it. It's in your face every day, all day. There's no more small places where some little nook and cranny somewhere you can just find this beautiful woman and she's never been with anybody and you go on and live happily ever after. Nah. And even in that case, maybe there was somebody in that town that she was smashing and no one knew about. You feel me? So I don't know. I'm going to have to rethink my position on this. Maybe women have always been getting it in. Maybe women have been in that candy store getting all the good candy that they want, right? While dudes have been fooled to think that, they went to the candy store and they just had one piece of candy and that's it. Or they waited for you to come in there and you were their first piece of candy. I don't know.
Media played into this? How much is the modern feminist movement played in this? What do you think?
I think the feminist movement has played a huge role into it. And women need strong men nowadays. We do need that strong man to come in and look for something quality wise, right? And I think that especially with social media and that instant gratification, it's getting women used to that too. They want the likes, they want this. So social media has created narcissistic men and women as well because of how quick it is to get attention from somebody. Oh, this guy didn't work out. I don't want to deal with him. Instead of looking within yourself, girlfriend, to see what you have inside of you that you need to fix and grow from. Screw that. I'm just gonna go to the next guy in the DM and see if he wants to take me to dinner. That's what social media has created, and everyone's so used to that instant gratification. I'll sleep with this one, I'll sleep with that one, and then you become late 20s, early 30s, and you're like, why am I by myself? It's like you did not take the time to get with yourself, and become the woman you need to be so that you can give and nurture and care for the man that you're supposed to be with.
Is it possible, ladies? So here's what's going on in society, what I'm learning, okay? Men have always had this instinctual hunter mentality. Look, at this point in my life, if a guy bragged to me, bro, I got this girl, it's like, dude, this was cool like 20 years ago when we were 20 to brag about the girls that you're with. As you grow up, you kind of want more quality than quantity. But there is an element of men to, at least when you're in your 20s for sure, to brag about the quantity. Dude, I did this and then I got this. Like that's just like how dudes operate. Are women kind of doing the exact same thing? Like, I got this guy, I got this guy, I saw this one girl on TikTok that was basically like, I got 5 guys last night, bro. I got trained. It was awesome.
Oh my God.
Like bragging about it on camera.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
Is it? But this is sort of pervasive. Is this what you're saying? You're seeing out there?
Yeah.
Not necessarily the 5 guys in one night
Yeah,
thing, but
you see women
bragging about the body
they think
count.
it's something to brag about. Honestly, if I hear that from a girl, I categorize you automatically.
going on.
You know
what do you
I mean?
categorize her as?
I categorize you as you don't take yourself serious. You don't value yourself, you know, and a man can tell. It's like you could smell it. If a girl is either can take herself serious or not. It's something that you can see, your essence, how you walk into a room. You can see all of that. And unfortunately,
She's right about that. She's absolutely right about that. Men can't sense it, especially the more experienced guys. Even the dudes with no experience can sense it. They don't care. That sex drive is still with them too. They don't care. They'll okay. I'll smash her too if she lets me. I'll let other people smash her. I'll hold the camera. I'll be I'll be involved in that poly relationship or whatever the term is. It is what it is. Brother Cody's Kings in the building. What's good, bro? Just wrapping up. He's like, nah, it's the CIA slaying Israel propaganda to destroy family bonds and relationships. Make the population measurable and controllable. Same thing the U.S. does to other countries. Hey, if that's the case, man, I mean, because they're winning. if that is indeed their mission, they're winning, and social media is helping them to win. If that is indeed the case, man, because I'm here to tell you, man, the world is very different from the 70s, the late 70s until now. Very different world indeed. But there are women out there, like these dudes are out there. We're all just lost. We're all just lost. And when you look at what goes on in the family court system, I mean, that's the knockout blow right there. And the numbers bear that out. Birth rates are down, marriages are way down, divorces can't even go up anymore. They say divorces are down because no one's getting married, bro. You know what I mean? And then it still doesn't account for the people who are miserable married and they just won't get divorced, but they're just living their separate lives or whatever. They just haven't gone through the paperwork and have to split their stuff up. So maybe, bro, I'm not going to push back hard on that at all. You know what I mean? At all. Look, I'm going to let her say this last few, finish up these thoughts, and then we're going to wrap this up.
it makes me sad because now men are so used to women like this, but it makes me sad that there's women who don't value themselves enough to at least put value in, be a woman.
Gotcha. Well, they say that you can attain the man, ladies, but can you retain the man? So any girl, especially if you're hot, can get a guy to bang you for one night. But can you get the ring? Like Melissa, show the ring, just if you don't mind. So like the type of dude that you want, high value, good looking, status, money, good character man. Mike Rashid type of dude. He's not just wifing you up because you're hot and hoish. There's going to be a checklist of things he's going to look for if he's going to put a ring on it. Okay. And there's a big difference. And I think that's what a lot of ladies don't understand is, look, a guy will take you down, like my buddy 2 to 10, he'll take you down to Chinatown. Okay. But he's not going to put a ring on it. So you have to ask yourself, who do you want to be? So
you got to think about this too. It's more than just the ring. Like when I'm making a decision, I'm thinking about a lot, right? And I'm measuring a lot and I'm asking a lot of questions and I'm just very observant because I'm going to, like, if I come into your world, I'm going to be like a hurricane in your world in a good way, right? I'm going to level you up in every capacity. You're going to be living well. You have access to my social circle, my resources. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all in. So for me, it's a huge investment, right? It's not likely that I'm going to meet a woman who has what I have and is willing to do what I want to do. When I'm with somebody, I tell her like, yo, there's nobody that loves you as much as I do. Because nobody would do for you what I would do and what I can do. You know what I'm saying? So you have to put that in perspective. So women, and it's not even like just being a hoe. It's like having respect, like talking to me with respect. Because I don't raise my voice at nobody. I don't talk disrespectfully to women. But sometimes when we're going through things and there's a disagreement and I'm correcting some actions or something like that, it doesn't feel good. So then you start snapping and, you know what I'm saying, doing all these things. And I'm like, we shouldn't do that. And if it persists, then I'm like, I'm not going to deal with it. If it can't be fixed, I'm not going to deal with it, because I'm the type of person that if I have a deficiency in some capacity and you bring it to my attention, I'm going to fix it. Right? I'm not naive to like, I know I'm not perfect, almost, but not 100%.
Let me ask you this, Mike.
Always.
But it's like what Brother Mike said there. I'm not going to deal with it. That's the biggest takeaway right there, ladies. If y'all know some women out there who's like, I'm going to be my own, I'm going to be a boss babe and this and that. What he just said is what we talking about. He was like, look, if you going to act this way, I don't have to deal with it. I'm just going to move on. That's the top tier mentality. That is an abundance mindset. The average man does not have that. And it is what it is. So, fellas, you know what I mean? Yeah, Brother Cody's right. He's saying act right or get out. And he means it. Like, he be nice about it. Like, you got to go, though. Guys with an abundance mindset will not deal with the fuckery. They're not going to deal with. They're not going to deal with a woman who's going to embarrass them when they go out somewhere. The minute he realizes, oh, this woman's going to be a problem, he's moving on. And all the sex in the world, all the, you know what I mean, crazy things that you can do in bed is not going to change that fact. He might still smash you a few more times, but he's never going to bring you around his circle. You're never going to be there for the long term, right? He's going to smash a couple more times and then it's like, okay, I'm done. That's the top tier guys. Now, the bottom guys, the bottom 80 dudes, bro, you can do whatever you want with them. Ladies, you can do whatever you want. Treat them any kind of way you want to treat them. They ain't going nowhere, right? That's the bottom line. So we're going to end it there. That video is 2 hours and 16 minutes long, right? It's a really good video. It will be pinned in the description. You guys should check it out. I got to go feed my daughter, y'all. I thought I was going to do this for about an hour. I messed up. I don't know how I messed up my time hacks, but all of them were off. So I had to kind of scroll through as we were doing this live. I promise I'll do better next time, guys. Promise I'll do better next time. So, thanks for rocking out with me, guys. This was that was a good shout out to Valuetainment. Shout out to Sos Cast. Shout out to Brother Mike Rashid. Shout out to Nat. That's my girl. You know what I mean? Nat, good people, man. For real. Shout out to her. I love watching her growth with Valuetainment. You know what I mean? She's gonna do big things over there. She's pretty sharp young woman for sure. So shout out to her and the entire Valuetainment team. Thanks for letting me rock out with y'all stuff. Y'all appreciate it. No one's called me yet and told me to stop. But there's some good points there. There was some gems there. Like Mike was really dropping some gems. Go and watch the whole thing, guys. I mean, he really, especially when he gets into the whole having multiple women thing, it was a really good discussion. Maybe we'll do a part 2 to this. Maybe I'll do some shorts on it. Maybe I'll do a DL short on it or something like that. But it's some real good stuff in there. But don't give up. Don't give up out there, fellas. Work on yourself. Become the best version of yourself. And when it's time and when you're ready, you won't have any problem getting the women you want, because you will have an abundance mindset, because you will know what you're doing. You'll go out there, you'll have your fun, you'll get into the candy store, you'll go crazy, and then you'll calm down and get exactly what you want. Men and women we are definitely better together than we are apart. The right woman in your life can 1000x your finances. She can 1000x your life. There's nothing better than the right woman in your life. You choose poorly and you get the wrong woman, she could utterly destroy you. Remember that, fellas, and ladies, that goes for you guys too. Even though the laws kind of tend to tilt y'all away, you get the wrong dude in your life, he can utterly destroy you. He could end you. So be careful who you choose, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You know what I mean? Be careful who you choose. Get y'all game up. It is what it is. And stop filming everything. Unless you're a podcaster or something or an influencer, keep your dirt in the closet where it belongs. Right? So that's it. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, and I'll holler at you later. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.